Welcome back to Oathbound Gaming. My name's Greg, or Nekrage, whatever you want to call me, or Nick Baldrage, as I've been known as. So today we're talking about the Season of Mastery phase release suggestions. We're going to be talking about it, and I've tweaked the list a little bit to change into what I think is the right way to release phases. And we're going to discuss each phase on why I think it should be released the way it should be. Alright? Well, let's get started. But before we do, if you like this content at any point during this video, throw us a like, throw us a sub, and check the links down below in the description. There'll be a guild link if you're looking to join a guild that's going to be going damn hard in the Season of Mastery. Pretty damn hardcore. So if you're looking for a dedicated guild, hit us up. But let's get started. So that's the top of our chart. We have the phase number on the left, the content in the phase duration, and the total season time. So that's a total Season of Mastery time at that phase's end. Alright, so the first phase, Molten Core, Onyxia, and Maraudon. 2-week duration. Total season time at the end of this phase is obviously 2 weeks at the end of that phase, right? It's the only phase we got. You might have noticed something. This is the Blizzard phase plan. Something missing, right? It's the PvP honor system. Now, don't crucify me. I know a lot of you guys want the honor system at launch, but we're going to be getting it in phase what I consider 1.5. About half a phase. That is 2 weeks after the launch of the game. And it will last for 4 weeks. For a total of 1.5 months at the end of this phase. We'll be playing for 1.5 months. That's because 2 weeks in phase 1 and 4 weeks in phase 1.5. Now, 1.5 would be 4 weeks. Why is that important? Well, we're going to talk about these two right now. Molten Core, Onyxia, and Maraudon. During that 2-week span, we are also leveling, right? That's the launch. We got to level. And I'm willing to accept the faster XP rates that Blizzard wants to give. I'm not a huge fan of it. You guys already know that from my last video. If you haven't checked out that last video, go take a look. I'm not a fan of it, that increased experience. But I'm willing to let that slide, all right? I'm willing to accept that if we adjust the phase release around that. Because I think with the faster experience, we can jump into content quicker, right? We could hit 60 quicker. In the first 2 weeks, most people will probably be 60 at the end of the first week, give or take, if they're dedicated to the game. But if they're not the first week, then they're definitely at the end of the second week, which would allow them to go into the PvP phase along with everyone else and be ready to go. Now, your more hardcore guilds, they might be 60 week 1. They might have even started raiding week 1, trying to get that MC and Oni down right away. Maybe, who knows? Or maybe they start raiding week 2. It gives you time to level, gives you time to gear, and then you go into the PvP system that it launches 2 weeks after launch for a total of 4 weeks. But where does that bring us after this? Well, Dire Maul, Azuragos, and Kha'Zix. 1.5 months. Now, if you look at the phase list on Blizzard's site, they said probably 2 weeks per phase. That leaves 2 weeks at launch, then 2 weeks of Dire Maul, Azuragos, and Kha'Zix. Mine is actually faster, believe it or not. It's a little bit faster, right? If it's 2 months per phase, phase 1 and 2 would be 4 months. Mine's only 3 altogether to get through phase 2, right? But it moves the PvP honor system. And I think the biggest mistake you can do is treat every phase the same. Treat the length the same. As you're going to see in this video, and we're going to get there real soon, it's really going to start to click, I think, as we get a little bit further in here. You don't treat every phase the same. It's not all created equal because there's different amounts of content. Phase 2, Dire Maul, Azuragos, and Kha'Zix. That's not hefty content for a lot of people. I love Dire Maul. I love running Dire Maul, but you guys know, 2 weeks into that, it's like, okay, everyone's got everything they want. Heck, 1 week for my guild. But you know, 2 weeks in, everyone's pretty much, they're almost Dire Maul tapped out. Besides the gold farming and stuff that we know Dire Maul was used for, and you get it. And then you bring alts through, you get alts geared, and then that makes Molten Core and Oni a little bit easier, because now you have Dire Maul gear, right? So it gives you 1.5 months for a total of 3 months of Molten Core, Dire Maul's all included in there, and then we're going to move on to Phase 3, which is Blackwing Lair. Now this one might take, you guys might be like, wow, it's a little long, 3 months. 3 months for BWL, and here's why I think it's important. We have a great deal of content in the game at this point. We're getting Blackwing Lair, we do have Azuragos and Kha'Zix World Boss fighting, people are still working on PvP, and we have Molten Core and Oni still in the game. That's a hefty amount of content at this point, and I think 6 months for all of that content is fair. I think that's pretty damn fair. And you're going to see why the phase changing, the duration kind of changing a little bit makes sense, because we're going to move on to those old Grub and Green Dragons. That is much less content than BWL in my opinion. 2 months seems fair for ZG. For a total of 8 months at the end of ZG, we've been in the game for 8 months. And now we all know what's next, right? And again, 2 months for ZG, not 3 months, because ZG is like a lesser raid. It's not as, I don't know, it's not as large scale, right? Both in the terms of players, the player amount, and the gear in a way. I mean, those enchants are still important. We got to farm that Tiger Mount, right? We got Raptor and Tiger Mount we got to get. All right, we need 2 months for that. Oh, that's important. Phase 5, Nekrage war effort starts. Now, it's Nekrage, and of course the war effort starts. Servers have to get the war effort done. That is why that extra half month is there. 3.5 months for this phase. That 0.5 months, that half a month right there, that extra 2 weeks, is for the war effort. It's got the war effort in mind, because some servers are a little bit slower than others to get that done. We want a hefty amount of time for AQ. 3 months of running AQ seems fair. I think that 2 weeks would probably be enough for almost all servers to get the war effort done. So we get 3 months of AQ rating along with BWL, and then Molten Core and Oni rating kind of goes on the side a little bit. PvP, people still might be working on rank 14. And then, of course, we go to Naxxramas. I have Naxxramas at 4 months. Why do I have Naxxramas at 4 months? Well, it's the hardest content in the game, right? And that's the end of the Season of Mastery, right? Season of Mastery is going to end. So we have 4 months to do our Nax, still mess around in AQ, still PvP if we're enjoying it and having a good time. You know you'll see me there. Watch out, Alliance. We'll still be messing around, and that's closing down the Season of Mastery. So I think that's okay to be the longest phase, because again, it's the hardest content, and that's towards the end of Season of Mastery. But wait, there's a phase 7 here. That's right. That's a Burning Crusade pre-patch, and that's only going to last 2 weeks, for a total of 16 months for the entirety of the Season of Mastery, because... That's right. Burning Crusade Season of Mastery is what we're going to jump into at the end of a 16-month adventure. Now, if you compare my Season of Mastery release suggestion to Blizzard's, you'll see it's not that different. It looks like it's 12 months, Blizzard's, right? Because it's phase 1 through 6. It looks like it's pretty much 12 months. If you look at their page, the image I had up earlier in the video. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? 2 months each. That's a year long. But that last phase, there's nothing after that, right? So that's whatever. It's 10 months to that phase. It's phase 1, 2 months. Phase 2, another 2 months. 3, 4, 5. And then you get there and you're done. You're done. You have a year at most in the Season of Mastery. Now, I think you need to take into account the end of it. Like, you'll probably be sitting there waiting for that next thing, and that makes sense. It gives Blizzard time to work on that Burning Crusade, right? We get to mess around in the pre-patch a little bit with the Burning Crusade talents and the event, and we get to still enjoy Naxxramas and all of the content that's there, and then we transition over into Burning Crusade. We go Season of Mastery that thing. So, guys, this is my suggestion for the Season of Mastery phase release. Let me know what you think. I know you guys are going to have your opinions. I'd love to hear it in the forum post I'm going to post for this one and in the comments below. Keep it professional, guys. We all want this to be good. We just have different ideas on what we think would make this good, all right? I'll see you guys in Season of Mastery. I'll see you there. There's definitely more content coming, more videos on it. And if you'd like to see a topic covered, please let me know. Always appreciate the ideas for more content, and I appreciate your feedback on it. Let me know what you think. Did you like this? Did you like this video? What do you think about the feedback? What do you think about the phase release plan I got laid out in front of you? Let me know. Throw us a sub, throw us a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, if you're looking for a guild, hit us up. The Orenthal's always looking for dedicated hardcore players. And I'll see you in the next video!